stay with us for a second year of service. Visit cityyear.org to connect with our local recruiters and learn how to apply by Friday, May 2nd.
We Energies want you to keep this important safety message in mind. Before you start digging, planting, or landscaping on your property, call 811 to have underground utilities marked. Calling 811 at least 3 business days before you plan to dig will help you know what's below and can prevent a hazardous situation. Our representatives will mark the underground utilities on your property for free. So remember, stay safe and call before you dig.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
You are listening to the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations. 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. Most locals are excited to bring the first Wisconsin Buc-ee's to Oak Creek, except the surrounding residents. Editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal, Timothy Gibbons, explains why neighbors are trying to prevent this project.
They're looking at this behemoth store saying, 4,000 to 8,000 or even more cars a day coming to the site will just ruin the environment and destroy, traffic patterns and just have a huge impact on their quality of life.
Buc-ee's is projected to open in 2027. Milwaukee property owners are starting to feel the sticker shock as the next round of property assessments hits city mailboxes this week. New data indicates the average property value in the city was up around 15% last year. That includes both residential and commercial properties, which means the impact to residents' tax bills could be limited. Last year, Assessment Commissioner Nicole Larson noted an important factor their office considers.
What you need to know is what is that percentage increase from last year to the current year as compared to the citywide average.
Residents wishing to file an appeal of their property's evaluation can do so from now until May 19th at 4:45 p.m. Harley-Davidson continues to have office struggles. CEO Jochen Zeitz plans to remain in his role until a successor is named, but stakeholders want urgent change. Editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal, Timothy Gibbons, says this.
One of its largest shareholders, an investment fund called H Partners, is mounting a proxy fight, basically trying to make him leave earlier and trying to get 2 long-standing board members off the board of the company.
Harley-Davidson's second largest investor blamed Zeitz for the company's sharp decline in market value. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on the new 1017 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. You can stream us live on YouTube and 1017thetruth.com. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you never, ever, ever miss a show. So there you go. Long weekend. Can you say happy post-Easter? So people got mad at me during Easter. They was like, "Oh, did you get some eggs?" I'm like, no. I did celebrate the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. So, oh well. And then they got mad. So I guess we're back to the same. So are we like trashing holidays? But anyway, I got a story about that where it's going to discuss like what are we doing? And a guy who I admire very much so is well, he's not going to be on the show, but I'm going to talk about what he said about holidays and all that stuff. And yeah. So do you remember what I said I was going to do when I left on Friday? What I said I was going to do over the weekend? Anybody remember? No. I said I was going to go see the movie Sinners. So if you saw the movie Sinners, first of all, let me just say one thing. If you are going to go see Sinners and you have not gone to go, I guess that kind of makes sense, right? If you are planning to go see Sinners, if you haven't seen it and you're planning to go, what I would suggest you do is don't turn off your radio, just turn the volume down because I'm going to talk about it. Because I went to go see Sinners on Saturday night. What's so funny? What's so funny? Yeah, I was laughing like I said I was going to see Sinners.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
I turned you down.
Oh, so you wasn't even listening. So y'all was laughing at stuff. Hey, I wasn't watching my show.
No, I want to see this movie, but I don't want
so you're just going to turn it. Okay, so turn it down.
The volume down.
Turn the volume all the way down.
Ben started laughing.
All the way. Have you seen it, Ben? You seen it? Okay. So here's the deal. Here's the deal. I went and saw Sinners. Sinners is the #1 box office. So they said it had to make $45 million in order to be #1, to be a top rated. It made $45.6 million. So if you haven't seen it. Now, let me also tell you, I am not a horror show guy. I don't like movies like that. You're down? Can y'all hear me? Is it down? Okay, good. So it's down. Okay, so the producers are listening. So I'm going to count to 5, and then I'm going to talk about the movie. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I don't like movies about vampires, right? But the way that this movie was put together, Ryan Coogler, who also did Black Panther, Ryan Coogler is like seriously off the chain. But I guess because of Trump, he should stop making movies because it was probably a DEI movie. No, it wasn't. It was a phenomenal movie. I don't care if you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, male, or female. You should go see it. So there's a story on thegrio.com. As predicted, Ryan Coogler's Sinners, starring Michael B. Jordan. And let me say this. In a horror film, Michael B. Jordan was pretty good. He played a great role. In his past film, Beyond Remorse or No Remorse or whatever that Remorse movie was, he redeemed himself. $45.6 million in the U.S., $15.6 million here, making a total of $61 million for the global debut. As previously reported, Warner Brothers officially anticipated the film would make $35 to $40 million in box office revenue, despite independent tracking services predicting much more. I was excited. It was a little, if you're Christian, or a Muslim, if you believe in God, this probably ain't the movie for you to go see. But it was a good movie. And I'm one of those things as a Christian. But it was a good movie. I'm sorry. You have to suspend your disbelief, but then you don't have to suspend your disbelief because of the time and the era that it was in. And here's the other thing. I don't know if you know about Ryan Coogler, right? Ryan Coogler follows the same thing that Marvel does, right? If you don't watch it till the screen say boop and all the credits are done, you're going to miss a significant what's the word I'm looking for? Change in the movie that is going to show you whether or not it's going to be more. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is a great movie. I'm sorry. If it does not win Academy Awards, I will literally stop watching movies and I will bash every single movie that comes out for the rest of my life. The unfortunate part of it is, and Ryan was smart, he had a Christian in the movie. He had one of them voodoo spiritual, like, women who did the things. I'm not going to give it away that much. But it was great. It was great. I enjoyed it because I would have enjoyed that movie if it was all white. Let me put it like that. The fact that it was all black meant something to me. Meant something. Sinners, this is on the Griot, is not only a Minecraft movie out of the number one slot, but it reportedly is the best start of an original film since Jordan Peele's Us, which made $71.1 million during its opening weekend in 2019. Box office sales are not the only thing that makes this film groundbreaking. When negotiating the production with studios, he reportedly requested to retain the final cut of the film, a percentage of the box office revenue, as opposed to waiting for the studio to turn a profit, and they had hoped to get something. Most importantly, ownership of Sinners 25 years after its release. The final part of the deal would essentially revert back to Coogler, a rare agreement in Hollywood. While many assumed it would be a power move, the director explained that the decision was just personal as the film's backstory. In a conversation with the Griot, he explained how the film was inspired by his late uncle, James Edison, and his love of blues. So if you don't know, the movie takes place in Mississippi. And you have to understand, and I know, watch this, if you're black, you will get this movie instantaneously. If you're white, you will get this movie instantaneously. Why? Because one, there's something in it for everybody. Two, he understood the genre. And of course, one of my favorite actors, Delroy Lindo, is in it. And it talks about the Delta blues. So if you don't understand where the Mississippi Delta is, you got to let that go. Spirituality. And I like how they call it spirituality, but it's more than that. It's significantly more than that. It shows decisions people make and how one decision or one thing or one emotional outburst can cost you your life. And we'll talk about that as well, some things that happened in Milwaukee over the weekend. If you have not seen it, you need to go see Sinners. Matter of fact, we need a talkback group. So one day I'm going to just pick a day, maybe in the next 2 weeks, not maybe in the next 2 weeks, in the next 2 weeks. And if I don't do it, remind me. We need to pick a Thursday or a pop-off Friday when you can pop off about the movie Sinners. Now, there is one thing. Do you understand about vampires? Do you understand that when the sun comes up, vampires go in, and when the sun goes down, vampires come out? I made one decision, and I know everybody going to be mad at me. They're going to be upset with me, but I'm going to tell you, from now on, my house is a sundown house.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 101.7 The Truth.
as clutch of a player to ever play basketball.
It's game time on season 4 of Behind the Bucks on Bucks Plus.
This year, I was like, I need to impose myself more on this team.
Explore Damian Lillard's journey to becoming a top 75 player in NBA history.
That's what really had me feeling like this is going to be great.
Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker, and H&R Benefits Consultant. Find Bucks Plus on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and wherever you get podcasts.
This is your Planned Parenthood Advocates of Wisconsin Minute.
Victory Garden Initiative is an 1.5 acre urban farm that sits right in the middle of the Black community on Richards and Concordia. I don't know if you know that Harambe is a food desert. So within its borders, there are no major grocery stores. So people rely on things like dollar store, corner stores, liquor stores to buy food, which is all unhealthy. Everything we grow, and we grow everything, tomatoes to potatoes to carrots to corn to onions, and so on. And everything we grow is free to the community. It started in 2009. They wanted to build a sustainable food production system that was healthy and sustainable. And what that meant was giving people the resources to grow their own food and the skills to make sure that those attempts were successful.
This has been your Planned Parenthood Advocates of Wisconsin Minute.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. There's a sense of pride, community, and work ethic that's second to none. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. We've been here and will continue to be here for as long as you need us. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Hey Wisconsin, it's construction season and the Wisconsin DOT wants to help you safely navigate work zones in your area. Check 511wi.gov or download the free 511 app to see current road work, closures, detours, and camera views on your route. Wherever your travels take you, know before you go with 511wi.gov. That's 511wi.gov. And remember, know before you go. Always park the phone while driving. Sponsored by the Wisconsin DOT.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Yes! Have you ever seen a show with fellas on the mic with 1 minute rhymes that don't come out right? They bite. They never write. That's not polite. Am I lying? No, you're quite right. Well, tonight, on the Terry mic, you're about to hear, we swear, the best star rappers of the year. So, cheerio, yell, scream bravo. Also, if you didn't know, this is called the show.
So you got so many different songs that have taken these beats, right?
Hey, yo, Doug. What? Put your ballies on. Yo, Rick, I was about to, but I need a shoe home.
So, younger folks don't know the origin of 6 minutes. 6 minutes, Dougie Fresh, you're on. See, anyway. So a lot of the, stealing, theft, which we in media call sampling, that has taken place. And then they sampled like Pink Panther and other old songs and all that stuff. So, yeah. So I guess when they say there's nothing new under the sun, I guess they're telling the truth. Did you see Sinners 833-212-1017 is the number. Did you see Sinners? I was pleasantly surprised because I said before, I'm not a fan of dude, Michael Jordan. Is it Michael B, Michael P, Michael B? And so it was pretty good. It was pretty good. You have to see it. It's an interesting movie. It's a different movie. You know, Ryan has him and Jordan Peele are pretty good at what they do. And so I was very shocked. Not the fact that it was a good movie, but the type of movie it was and how they wove the story together was like, okay, I like it. I do. I admit it. I was wrong as it relates to Michael B. Jordan and his acting in this movie. His last movies, No Remorse, dude, he phoned it in. It was like, but that was also his first big movie too, that he started. I know he was in the boxing movies and all that stuff, and he was in Black Panther, but this one, I think he did okay. I think he showed that he has some depth, whichever way you want to look at it. So he definitely has depth. Got to give it to him. 833-212-1017 is the number. So this weekend was pretty devastating. I don't know if Tori Lowe talked about it. The shooting that occurred, the 17-year-old that was killed. It was unfortunate. Milwaukee mom is mourning the loss of her son after he was shot and killed near 23rd and Thompson. In the early hours of Easter Sunday, he was just an amazing child, the best child you could ever ask God for. That's Tawanda Staten. Staten told 12 News her 17-year-old son, Donnell Jones, went to a party with friends late Saturday before finding out he was killed hours later. When the detective came to my door, I already knew it wasn't right. He was a senior at Milwaukee Lutheran High School, scheduled to graduate in a couple weeks, star football running back, had dreams of being an anesthesiologist. He had just got admitted and had enrolled at Northern Illinois University, where he was slated to go on the pre-med track. His dream of medicine started when he was just 6 years old. The shooting happened around 3 o'clock in the morning. It also left another 20-year-old injured. They said that the police have a doorbell nearby caught 3 people running from the block moments after the shooting, so they're still looking into it. It's unfortunate, but I have to go back to something I remember reading back in the day, a couple years ago. The Milwaukee Gun Violence Assessment was done by the National Institute of Criminal Justice Reform, and it looked at Milwaukee and the shootings that occur here, and it assessed publicly available data on fatal and non-fatal shootings in Milwaukee between January 1st, 2023 and December 31st of 2023. So when the pandemic hit, there was an onset of homicides, people being together, clothes cramped and all that. Homicide rate climbed to 33 per 100,000 in 2020, 38 per 100,000 in 2022. 2023 saw a decline with just 30 homicides per 100,000 residents. Non-fatal shootings saw an even larger increase, 135 per 100,000. And so they're able to track city by city, so it doesn't matter if you have 500,000 people like Milwaukee or 5 million or 3.5 million people like Chicago. You can compare homicides with Chicago and New York. So for every 100,000 people, is there a shooting? Milwaukee had 33, 38, and 30. That's 2020, 2021, and 2022. I'm sorry, 2020 was 38, 2022. I'm sorry, let me get it right. 2020 had 33 per 100,000. 2022 had 38 per 100,000, and 2023 saw a decline with 30 per 100,000. So think about this. If we have 500,000 people roughly in the city of Milwaukee, for every 100,000 we had 30 homicides. That means that 30 times 5, right? So it's about 150. That's not an exact number, but you understand. But at some point, something has to happen. The important thing about this particular thing, they showed Milwaukee had 563,305 residents at that time, 38.8% white, 38.6% black, 20.2% Latino, and 4.7% Asian. And if you go down and you scroll through, off the top of your head, you would think that juveniles were the ones that were getting killed, right? But in fact, homicide victims or shooting victims, which include fatal and non-fatal, were between the ages of 18 and 34, disproportionately black. That means that in proportion to the number of people that are in the city, 38 points, what was that number? Let me go all the way back up. 38.8 white and 38.6 black. It's disproportionately black. And males were the overwhelming victims. So if you look at that, the average age of fatal and non-fatal shooting victims, they were 30.84. Non-fatal shooting was 28.75. Those are the ages. Fatal shooting suspects, 26.74% of them were between the age of 18 and 34. And the suspects for non-fatal shootings were 28.32. That's the average age of the actors, of the victims and the non-victims. So what does this all mean? What does it all mean? Fatal shooting victims for black people was 141, made up 75.9% of all gun victims and suspects. 6.4% were white. 17.7% were Latino. Victims, blacks were 81.8% for non-fatal. Whites were 18.2% non-fatal. And so the interesting part of that, right? The interesting part is the time of day, which is what I want to talk about. If you have any comments, 833-212-1017. Between the time of 6:01 p.m. and 11:59 p.m. is when the shootings occurred more often. Between that 6-hour span. Fatal and non-fatal. With the majority of the shootings happening on Monday morning, because it's over, Sunday night, Monday morning, and Saturday. Saturday night, Sunday morning, and Sunday night, Monday morning. And so the problem I'm having here is we have to start to question, why are our children out after midnight? When adults are out after midnight, because the majority of the shooting victims, actors, both fatal and non-fatal, are between the age of 18 and 34. So what can we do to ensure that doesn't happen? The majority of the fatal and non-fatal shootings are happening in our community, 75% and up. What can we as a community do? What can you as a black male or female do to stop this? If you have a child that's approaching 17 years old, you've got to be scared. You have to be scared. And when you look at this report, 53206, 53210, 53209 had the highest rates of gun violence. And so we need to understand what exactly is going on here. Why are we looking at outsiders coming in to help stop something when we need to have better control over our children? The homicide clearance rate is going down precipitously. People are not working with the police. They're not cooperating. And so your children, your young adults, your sons and daughters are going to not be vindicated. They're not going to be. And the only people in the city of Milwaukee that speak for the dead are the police. They take the time to investigate, but we're not doing anything. Now, the kicker is November, December, January, shootings, homicides, non-fatal, fatal, all that go down precipitously, like significantly down. They pick up during the summer months, and they usually pick up I believe they said during April. That's usually when spring break is. You see the pattern. What are we doing in schools? What are we doing? Because people aren't going to nonprofits anymore. It doesn't seem like to me. What are we teaching in schools about being civil, about understanding, about emotional intelligence? Those things that we should be teaching children at a young age, because we're not seeing the outcome. So now that we have a new MPS superintendent, now that we have change about to come, and hopefully the school teachers union won't come in and mess that up with their usual shenanigans, what can we do to stop black men and women from being killed? 833-212-1017. I'm looking for solutions. I have some ideas, but I'm looking for solutions so that we can help heal this city. And now with traffic on 1017 The Truth, here is Debbie Lazica.
We've got some big delays on southbound 894, all because of an accident at Lincoln Avenue that's got the left lane blocked. Those delays actually stretch through the Zoo Interchange all the way up past North Avenue, so do be prepared for those big backups. The northbound side slowing down from Blue Mound Road all the way past Hampton. Southbound on 43 got some backups from just before Burleigh all the way down through the Marquette and over the high rise. Northbound slowing down from just before Fond du Lac Avenue to Keefe. We've also got some delays along eastbound 94 from before Highway 100 swinging on to 894 southbound, part of the problem with that accident. And then just about 76th Street all the way through the Stadium Interchange. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mostly clear, not as windy, a low of 39. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, a chance of midday showers. Thunder possible as well, a high of 53 at the lake, 60 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazica on 1017 The Truth.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Escape the city and relax at Lake Lawn Resort in beautiful Delavan, Wisconsin. Enjoy outdoor activities on Delavan Lake. Tee off at the Lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course, or unwind at the award-winning Calidora Spa. With both indoor and outdoor pools, there's fun for the whole family. Take a cruise on the Lake Lawn Queen. Explore stunning shores and historic landmarks, and enjoy delicious food and drinks on board. Book your stay today at lakelawnresort.com, where everything is better at the lake.
Saving energy and money is easier than you think. Here are 2 simple things you can do to reduce your energy use and lower your energy bill. Use thermal curtains to reduce each room's energy loss by up to 25%, and make sure vents aren't blocked by furniture or rugs to improve airflow and comfort. Simple, smart savings. Get more energy-saving tips at WeEnergies.com.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
There are many times I thought, I can't do this. I mean, what parent isn't worried about, what am I not doing right? What am I not doing enough? And then I realized, wait, that's being a parent.
Don't worry about being perfect. I've had around 3 other mother figures in my life, but only one of them has taught me how a mother loves.
The greatest reward for me is he makes me better every day.
I would tell a family considering adopting a teenager that teenager, whoever it is, needs you, and they need what you have to offer.
Taylor's given me hope. He's our son, and that is what he will always be.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
It's 1017 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. There's lots of buzz surrounding the draft, but you won't find one seeping through Pella's windows and doors. In fact, you should make Pella your #1 pick, because right now you can take advantage of no interest financing options or free glass upgrades as long as you order by April 30th. Make a statement by adding Pella's architectural interest inside and out with maximum design flexibility. Their talented designers and installers can match your unique home through dramatic sizes, custom colors, finishes, profiles, product types, and more. Along with durable and distinguished details, all Pella products stand the test of time, which is why they confidently offer the best wood warranty in the industry. Don't miss out on no interest financing options or free glass upgrades at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Certain restrictions apply, and the deal ends April 30th, so place your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Snide. The Milwaukee Brewers getting a big win over the A's on Sunday afternoon. This one by a final score of 14-1. Logan Henderson in his debut going 6 innings, striking out 9, and the Brewers setting a franchise record for stolen bases.
I think that's one of the ways we win. You know, we win by collecting hits, taking walks, stealing bases, having the threat to steal, which gives you a better pitch to hit sometimes. That's one of the ways we can beat you.
Next up for the Brewers is a 4-game series against the Giants in San Francisco that begins tonight. First pitch set for 8:45. And lastly, over to the NBA, where the Milwaukee Bucks will look to rebound in Game 2 on Tuesday night. The Brewers losing a tough one over the weekend in Game 1 to the Indiana Pacers by a final score of 117-98. Game 2 is set for tomorrow night with a 6 p.m. tip. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris, Got it? Okay. So, today is my last day before I start my 10-day diet. So it'll be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So next Thursday. And I'm going to weigh myself and see how much I weigh and what my blood pressure is. And what my A1C is, my blood glucose, and all that stuff. And I'm going to track it every day and see what happens. I'm changing everything. My diet, no cigar smoking, but like 1 a week. What else? No sugar, no sweets. So look. See this? My last few sweet tarts, and then I'm done with sugar for the rest of my life. So I've started like pushing out stuff and not drinking this and not drinking that. But then I started watching what other people were doing and eating, and I was like, do I say anything? Nah, none of my business. Let them live their life. Let them live their life. Speaking of live their life, I want to talk about Elon Musk. So Elon has this thing that he wants to repopulate the earth, or at least that's his excuse that he's using. Elon Musk has 14 children that we know of. Now, granted, he's the richest guy in the world, so he could afford to have 14 children. Why he's not married, I don't know. Yes, I'm old school. I think you should be married when you have children, but if you're not, that's fine. I get it. Life happens, right? But 14? Now, we beat up deadbeat dads every day, don't we? Oh my God, I can't believe it. You got all these kids and you're this, and we're going to take you to court and all that. But in the end, he's got 14 kids. So what I heard is this. Number one, he basically impregnates women and they have children. And then he pays the women to take care of the kids. I don't understand what kind of guy this is, but that's what he does. He's got 14 kids by 4 women. For each kid, if I understand this correctly, for each kid, he pays a woman $15 million, flat rate. Boop, hey, drop a kid for me, bet, $15 million. And on top of that, so the lump sum is 15, and then every single year, I'm assuming till the kid is like 18, he gives mama $100,000 a month. Because I guess he wants his kids living in the lap of luxury. Isn't that like $1.2 million? Yes, it is. A year. I guess so can you pay somebody? I guess it's like surrogacy, right? I guess you could pay somebody an ongoing salary that you got to pay taxes out of, I guess. But $15 million plus 1.2 for 18 years. That's not a bad gig. The problem I'm having is, why isn't anybody going after Elon Musk for having so many kids out of wedlock? I thought that was a thing. I thought the thing was to be married, have children, multiply the earth. Well, he's multiplying the earth, but he sure ain't married. But I guess he has the kids to take the money to take care of them, so nobody says anything. And so my question to you, 833-212-1017, would you have a kid for $15 million at $100,000 a month till the kid turns 18? And so that I can throw something bigger in your plans. 1.2 million times 18 years is 21.6 million. So you got 21.6 plus 15 over your lifetime of having a kid for 18 years. You'll get $36.6 million from a billionaire, which is what he probably pays in tax every day, like once a month. Would you have a kid by Elon Musk for $15 million? Well, technically, I'm sorry, $36.6 million. 833-212-1017. I'm intrigued because it goes against most of the things I've learned and most of the things we teach in America. Well, he's not from here, he's from South Africa, but I digress. Is it a conspiracy to make the white race bigger? Because he says he does it to populate the earth because, the apocalypse is coming, and when it comes, and he said that's why he's trying to populate Mars. So my question is, are you going to take all these kids from their mamas and send them to Mars or something? What are we doing? That's just odd to me. But he's an odd guy. And when you push back, even after you've had the baby, he'll cut off your money. Oh, you want to talk about it publicly? Oh, no, we're gonna cut off your cash. So I guess I'm talking to the women here. And some of the guys. Would you let your woman, your wife, have Elon Musk's baby as a surrogate for $15 million? And then have to raise that baby on $100,000 a month? I know it's tough. I know it would be tough, but you could do it. Yeah. Me personally? Well, I'll tell you when I come back.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Coming with straight truth.
The same people that's against Carmelo Anthony for what his situation looked like have been for white people that have taken stances for situations like this. I guess it's color don't match. A lot of people point that out, the hypocrisy. But if this person was white, hey, we have plenty of examples of it. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing.
Catch the Tory Lowe Show every weekday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years from their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee. Their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At U.S. Bank, when they say they're in it with you, they mean it. Not just for the good stuff, the grand openings and celebrations, although those are pretty great, but for all the hard work it took to get there, the fine-tuning of goals, the managing of cash and workflows, and decision-making. They're in to help you through all of it, because together they're proving day in and day out that there is nothing as powerful as the power of us. Visit usbank.com to get started today. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, copyright 2024, U.S. Bank.
April is Global Volunteer Month. Wisconsin's volunteers are transforming our communities every day through their acts of service. Wondering how you can give back? Find the perfect volunteer opportunities at volunteerwisconsin.org or contact your local United Way or volunteer center. On volunteerwisconsin.org, you can filter opportunities by location, organization, cause, accessibility, and more to find your best fit. VolunteerWisconsin.org is hosted by United Way of Wisconsin and Serve Wisconsin. Paid for by United Way of Wisconsin.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
Hurt by a truck? Call Gruberg offices. One call, that's all.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Dr. Chris said, what did he say? I should probably read it. You got this, Dr. Ken. Best of luck on the diet, habit, fast. Best of health. We need you around for years to come. I'm going to try. But I'm a kind of follow it each day and let people hear and see exactly what it is I'm doing and all that stuff. So, I mean, may as well. May as well. Because here's the deal. The only way you're going to live longer is if you stop eating salt, sugar, anything that has a sugar additive, substitute salt. Like literally, I stopped eating, and so I'm having my last round of sweet tarts, right? I haven't had anything sweet for a couple days. I stopped. I kind of did it like every other day to get myself in the groove, and then now, tomorrow, I'm done. Well, technically tonight at 11:59. So I've just stopped eating stuff, and I haven't had a craving to the point where I'm eating sweet tarts. Right? I said I'm gonna give myself a sugar fix, and I'm like, it's not doing it. Like when I changed and I started replacing it with the vitamins and started doing those types of things, it literally replaced the craving for sugar. This is kind of, it's not weird because it's exactly what I wanted. So we shall see. Lana Banana, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. How are you?
All right, how are you, Dr. Harris?
I'm good. So I got a question for you. If Elon Musk paid you $15 million to have a baby, that's like 9 months, and then $100,000 a month, basically, I don't know if it's for the rest of your life or until the kid turns 18. Let's just say till the kid turns 18. That's $36.6 million for Elon Musk's kid. Would you have it?
No.
Yes, you would. Quit lying, girl.
No,
if you was in your 20s and you knew over the next 18 years you was gonna have $36 million that you could use on a kid and then invest the rest, you would be looking at $100 to $200 million hit, probably more over your lifetime. Why?
No.
Why?
Because that's diluting the melanin in my child. I want my child to keep the melanin and add to it. So
what I'm hearing is Lana Banana is racist.
No.
Yes, you are. You just said what a lot of white people say. I don't want black people in my family because they're going to dilute the white race. You said you don't want any white people in your family because they'll dilute the melanin in your skin.
But that's not racist because that's what I want. But I don't discriminate against them. I don't discriminate against them like they do.
DJ Brother Z, come do the show. Cause Lana Banana.
No.
She tripping.
No, not. It's not racist for me.
So let me make sure. Let me make sure I'm clear.
I don't discriminate against. I don't discriminate against white people.
You just did.
You
just said you didn't want to reduce the melanin.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
But that don't mean I'm racist.
Yes, it do.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
It's just I don't want no child. You know, the melanin being diluted and they go in the sun and get sunburned and all that. You know, and like the hair. I like our black people hair.
You can call it whatever you want. You could twist it however you want to twist it. It's racist. And I'm not mad.
But
listen, I'm not mad at you, and I'm not trashing you or calling you out. But it's racism. And
I'm not. And I'm telling you, I'm trying to tell you, Dr. Ken Harris, you understand where I'm coming from. See, it's not me being racist because it's not like I won't sell, if I have a store of business, I won't serve white people or I don't want no white, you know what I'm saying? It's not that. I don't discriminate outside, but when it comes for me and I got to carry that child around and I got to deal with that child, I must got Asperger's. I ain't going to be dealing with no child that could possibly have that. That's traumatizing. Ain't no money in the world. I got to care for 9 months. Then I look at the child. If they even look like him, he's ugly, and that's stressful. Then I have to take care of the child.
So the guy with Asperger's syndrome is one of the smartest people in the world, has created technology that literally changed how people live and increased quality of life. Okay.
It ain't like he did it by himself. He had help with that. His father.
No.
It was that generational wealth, right?
Does it matter? If you're smart, listen.
Yeah, because
my daughters are doing significantly better than me when I was their age. I mean, significantly better than me when I was their age. Even the one that just graduated is doing significantly better than I did when I graduated from college. Why is that a bad thing? And they did it and they made it because of some of the stuff me and their mother taught them. Why is that a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing.
So then why is it not applicable to Elon Musk? I mean, I'm not pro
Because
Elon Musk,
I'm not going to raise my child. He don't like black people.
Okay.
And the family won't even accept me and the baby. So why would I even want to put me and the baby through
So
that?
you're making assumptions before you even start, and that's the reason why, but yet you have no evidence of that.
He is racist because why, you know, send the Haitians away, but then you want the white Africans come here. You didn't say anything. They didn't say anything about black people. He want the white ones come, the Africans with the K in it.
You just said that you don't want white people in your family.
I don't, because they racist.
So isn't that as racist as? Okay, all right, okay, yes,
They don't,
yes,
they don't
ma'am.
want me in their family.
How do you
want
know?
us out of America. They want the white ones come here.
How do you know? Well, that is true. That is true.
You know, yeah, so I'm not gonna have nobody that's in that mindset. I want somebody that's, you know, not racist, because
You want a black
the reason
racist.
why I act the way I do. No, see, the reason why I act the way I do, and people call me racist, but I'm not, is to defend myself. Defend myself.
Listen,
you know, I'm not gonna sit here.
I'm not mad at you that you're doing it, and I'm not calling you out because you're doing it, and I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying it's the same thing.
In that aspect.
And so black people need to stop this pretending that I can do what white people can't. I can do what we tell white people not to do, but if I do it, it's okay. Well, it's not.
But see, we tell white people not to do it because it's not right.
And so we should not do it because it's not right. Correct?
But then we do it to get them away from us.
No. That's an excuse.
Away from us.
That's an excuse. That's an excuse. Come on now. Come on now.
If it wasn't racism, if whites were racist at all, then I might think about it. No, I would. No, because
you can only deal. You can only deal with the people that you deal with. There are some people that are racist, but there's some Hispanic, Asian, like gender bias, age bias. It just is what it is, and you either deal with it or you just blow it off and go. And I'm not mad at you that you want to keep the race going. That's fine. But when you said it the way you said it, I'm like, I don't know.
Well, how would it have sound? How should I have said it so it won't sound racist?
I don't know how you can say it and not sound racist, because, I mean, I can't have a baby, so then there's that.
Yeah, but no, I'm not gonna do that to my child and
All
myself.
Right. Well, thank you much, Lana Banana.
I hope they don't even look like them. Okay.
Ooh,
all right, bye.
Bye. Ooh, just throwing out all kind of mean stuff. Yeah, I ain't look like them. Woo. Wow. Interesting. Top 5 up next.
It's Kyle Wallace, host of Truth to Power on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, and I want you to tune in every day from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. as I engage in a community conversation I know you want to hear. From topics like our property tax bill price hike, which I know had us all shaking our heads, to the incredible MPS students getting millions of dollars worth of scholarships to pursue their dreams, I have you covered, Milwaukee. So tune in to Truth to Power every day from noon to 1 p.m. on 1017 The Truth, the Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube.
Tune in to the award-winning 1017 The Truth's Business Spotlight this Thursday at 3:57 p.m. between the Tori Lowe Show and Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. Me, your girl Noni Juice, will be joined by Tamara Castle, CRA Mortgage Loan Officer at Associated Bank. Tamara and I will discuss their first-time homebuyer's guide and how Associated Bank can help you get started on your home buying journey. So again, tune into the Business Spotlight with Associated Bank this Thursday at 3:57 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Dear employer,
my name is Phil Martin.
My name is Michael Raskovich.
Ronaldo Bird.
Zach Deiser.
I am writing to express my excitement at the opportunity to join your team.
As someone on the spectrum,
I possess a unique set of skills
that sets me apart from other candidates.
My detail-oriented nature allows me to communicate complex ideas,
to break down data, to have no fear in meeting new people.
I may communicate in ways that are different from what you are used to.
Structure, routine,
and clear
expectation.
Help me do my best work.
My autism allows me to have a perspective that needs to be seen and heard.
It allows me to make the world safer and improve systems in ways others can't.
It allows me to bring people's inner worlds to life with my artwork.
My autism
will bring your team important insights.
Thank you for your consideration.
An autistic inclusive workplace is good for business. It's time to make a change. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/win.
Being a caregiver for a family member can be very rewarding. It can be very challenging, too. Besides taking a physical and emotional toll, it can also take a real financial toll, especially if you're paying for home safety upgrades, covering medical expenses, cutting back on hours at your job, or having to leave your job altogether. In some states and in certain situations, you may be eligible to get paid for the care you provide, but finding reliable information about caregiver compensation can be overwhelming and very time-consuming. The AARP Foundation Paid for Care Hub can help. It's a free online tool developed with support from United Healthcare, where you can search compensation programs, explore your options, and get answers to frequently asked questions. Find out today if it's possible to be compensated for the time, effort, and care you're providing. Visit paidforcare.aarpfoundation.org to learn more.
We are the home of Milwaukee Black Talk. 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Ray Riley with your news update. Most locals are excited to bring the first Wisconsin Buc-ee's to Oak Creek, except the surrounding residents. Editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal, Timothy Gibbons, explains why neighbors are trying to prevent this project.
They're looking at this behemoth store saying, 4,000 to 8,000 or even more cars a day coming to the site will just ruin the environment and destroy, traffic patterns and just have a huge impact on their quality of life.
Buc-ee's is projected to open in 2027. Milwaukee property owners are starting to feel the sticker shock as the next round of property assessments hits city mailboxes this week. New data indicates the average property value in the city was up around 15% last year. That includes both residential and commercial properties, which means the impact to residents' tax bills could be limited. Last year, Assessment Commissioner Nicole Larson noted an important factor their office considers.
What you need to know is what is that percentage increase from last year to the current year as compared to the citywide average.
Residents wishing to file an appeal of their property's evaluation can do so from now until May 19th at 4:45 p.m. Harley-Davidson continues to have office struggles. CEO Jochen Zeitz plans to remain in his role until a successor is named, but stakeholders want urgent change. Editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal, Timothy Gibbons, says this.
One of its largest shareholders, an investment fund called H Partners, is mounting a proxy fight, basically trying to make him leave earlier and trying to get two long-standing board members off the board of the company.
Harley-Davidson's second largest investor blamed Zeitz for the company's sharp decline in market value. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris continues on the new 1017 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. I have a special guest in the studio. Before I do my top 5 at 5, it is the ubiquitous, because he's everywhere, Kyle Wallace.
Wow. Ubiquitous. That's
right. And y'all got to listen to him every day, Monday through Friday at 12 noon, right here on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth.
Yes.
But today I'm here for the KBN type Kyle.
Oh, the sports guy.
The sports guy.
All right.
So, NFL draft starts today. You know, and they're going to be begging folks to come to Green Bay and all that. First of all, what's the impact for Green Bay with all this?
I mean, the impact of Green Bay and surrounding areas, Brown County, even Appleton, is the economic impact going to be great. But just the experience, right? You haven't had the NFL draft in the state of Wisconsin since 1939. Before
what?
Dr.
Wow.
Ken was just a twinkle in his parents' eyes.
I wasn't even a twinkle because my mother was 3.
Oh, well, twinkle in
I don't think so.
But that's how long that has been. But, I mean, the economic impact is going to be felt. They're expecting about 250,000 to 300,000 people to be in that area.
Right.
So, I mean, it's just great for Wisconsin to have really to be the heart of one of the largest sporting events in the world will take place in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Little old Green Bay, Wisconsin.
It's not little old Green Bay. Stop thinking like that.
I mean, it's 100-some thousand people.
It's just going to take over like the northern part of the state and everything north of Highway 60.
But it's going to be a mess, but it's going to be a great mess to be able to witness.
Right.
I mean, a lot of us, even if we're not football fans, on a Sunday or a Saturday or
the
now
impact
during the week,
that's going to have is
but
at least a couple 100 million.
We've just even if you're turning TVs during the draft, or you've probably seen something when the NFL draft, whether this year or in the last 20 years, and so now that NFL draft actually going to be right here in our backyard in Green Bay, Wisconsin is awesome.
All right, so scratch all that. Green Bay.
Yeah.
They got to address some needs. They've got major issues. And what I see in NFL teams is they tend to just go in and we have a need with a running back. We have a need with, the left tackle. We have a need with a receiver. So they just go immediately after that, and then they expect to ramp up and go.
Yep.
But when will Green Bay, or is this a good opportunity for Green Bay to start saying we're going to develop talent for the next 5 years so that we can guarantee a couple Super Bowls? Kind of same way the Patriots did.
Yeah, I would say the Packers' biggest issue actually is the fact that they like to develop talent and they like to draft. They say best player available, so they don't care what the position is, but they take the best player available. But where they failed at, where the general manager, Brian Gutekunst, has failed at, is the fact that you keep doing the same thing over and over in the first round and guys aren't working out, right? So at some point you got to change up your formula, do something different. So for the Green Bay Packers this year, they got to change it up, and I think they like to draft off potential. So they take guys that are really athletic but maybe not as productive in college.
And then they try to develop them.
They try to develop them. Where
in fact, you need somebody that's going what?
I want low floor. I want a low floor, lower ceiling versus high floor, lower ceiling, whereas they have a guy that, they like to have guys who have a pretty low floor but an extremely high ceiling. I think I said that right.
Right. We're not looking for potential and for you to grow.
Yeah.
We need you to be 75, 80% there, learn our system and go.
And then go, yeah. And the Green Bay Packers, even this year, the general manager today came out, they asked him about, first-round picks. He said, I don't need a first-round pick that's going to make an impact this year.
Which is dumb.
Which is crazy.
Which is dumb. You pick 23. There are how many people in the draft? You have the 23rd pick.
Right.
That means that you got some cream in at least the top 50 to top 100.
You do. That's the whole point.
You got cream.
You're supposed to utilize the draft as another way to build your roster. It's another tool to build your roster. And so, unfortunately, the Green Bay Packers, they've done a good job outside the first round, but you look at their last, 8 first-round picks, only 3 of them have actually become something.
And so how many teams are there
32.
in the NFL? So that means in 3 rounds, you will have approached 96 people.
Look at you good at math.
If you can't get I went to public school. If you can't get 3 good players out of 4 picks, something's wrong.
I agree. I agree. But I'm excited for the overall draft weekend, Dr. King. You gonna make it up there? It's so you got to work here.
Yeah, I got to work.
So
I got that thing called Concordia University that I got to do.
I'll be live for the NFL draft on Thursday and Friday.
Okay, excellent.
For my show, Truth to Power, sponsored by Nick Avani.
Can you give us a call around 5 when you get off and give us an update?
I can give you a call around 5 Thursday. I get off at 5 with the show for KBN, and I'll give a call in and give the experience. It's going to be, like I said, they said 200,000 people there. They think it's probably going to be at least 100,000 maybe Thursday night on the first round of the draft. So that's just going to be crazy to see, Dr. Ken. So I'm excited. And then the experience around, so anybody who wants to go up there, do no parking-wise, parking going to be a mess. You're going to have to park and then find a place to park and then walk just like, anytime. Walk there.
So I can't stroll up to Ashwaubenon and find me a quick parking spot on somebody's yard.
You may, if you get lucky, but get ready to pay that quick $50. But
it's gonna be more than that.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah. But the thing is like you're not just up there to watch the draft. They have other experiences as well that you can have and interactions that you can have. So it'll just be fun for the family. And I highly advise folks, just because of the fact, even if you're not a football fan like that, just to be able to look back 50 years from now, or 30 years, 20 years from now, you can say I was there. One thing I always think about is when I was a kid, my mom took me to the home run derby back in, I think it was like 2003 or 4
at County Stadium.
No, it was at Miller Park at
Miller
that
Park.
time.
County Stadium.
Go right ahead.
It was County Stadium at the time.
No, they tore down County.
Right. But were you there for Miller Park or County Stadium?
It was Miller Park for the home run derby.
Wow, you that young?
The home run. I remember.
Look, you that young?
I remember County Stadium. I did go to a game at County Stadium.
Wow.
But Miller Park at the time, they had the home run derby, had the All-Star game. My mom took me to the home run derby, and so I still had that memory of going to the home run derby when I'm young. And so I'm telling you, you got young kids and you want something to do over the weekend, definitely head up to Green Bay, and I guarantee you they'll have a great experience that they'll have a memory for a lifetime. So, but make sure you tune in to Truth to Power 12 to 1 as I'll be broadcasting live from the largest event in the world, Craig, Thursday and Friday.
KBN, ESPN Milwaukee, Kyle Wallace. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Ken. Now go ahead, keep yelling and screaming at everybody. I don't know what you talked about.
I'll start with you.
I'm sure you started yelling.
Well, I was talking about Elon Musk having 14 kids and paying women $15 million to have it in $100,000 stipend per month.
Oh, wow.
I think Kyle's thinking.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
So if your daughter who's not married, if she said, "Hey, Dad, Elon Musk hit me up about $15 million, what do you think I should do?"
No.
Shoot, my little Wallace daughter, I said, "Listen, girl, I don't think you should be selling yourself. But $15 million is generational. It's generational."
But it's surrogacy. It's not selling yourself. It's surrogacy.
All right, well, there it is. Go ahead, be a surrogate.
You ready?
Yeah.
No.
You don't want Elon Musk's little child as your grandson?
That's me, though, because she can make up her own mind.
Oh, wow. So you wouldn't encourage her? So if she did...
I wouldn't encourage her. I wouldn't discourage her.
But if she hit your hand with a mill, you'd be like, cool, thanks?
No, I'm not viable as a dad.
Oh, wow. So if your daughter was a millionaire, you wouldn't be like, she hit your hand, you would be like, baby, I don't need that.
No.
Oh, look, you're a good dad. But you know what? You worked hard. You earned your living, so... You probably good. You good for it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ken.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Is this awkward, Zach? He said what? He said go. Leave. He told me to leave. Peace out.
All right. Eight 833-212-1017. I'm just like I would, check out the draft this week. If you don't do anything, drive your kids as close as they can get to the draft or something. I mean, it's something that we'll never experience for another, 39, 40 to 25. That's 65, 66 years. Woo! That's rough.
Number 5.
From CBS 58, I talked about this last week, but I needed to bring it up again because the state Supreme Court upheld Governor Evers' broad partial veto that locked in school funding increases for the next 400 years. That is the most idiotic thing I've ever heard this court do. This court is stupid. I mean, as a court, not the people. In a 4-3 split, liberal justices declared his partial veto was constitutional, technically, which it is, and I agree with it. I just think it's stupid to say and to lock in the next 4 centuries people that are going to get hit with increase after increase after increase. Did you do that for Medicare, Medicaid that we pay out of the state? Did you do that for homelessness? Did you do that for the environment? Did you do that for people here? No. You just decided that people in the future are going to pay through the nose no matter what. they can increase K-12 public schools by $325 per student until 24-25. So anybody familiar with how much that is? 400 years at 325 squared. And then cubed. And then, so we're talking an astronomical amount of money. And we need a governor, we need a mayor, we need somebody to run for governor so that they can go in and change this. Maybe 100, not even 100 years, maybe 20 years. But you're talking about a governor that's going to impact people's wallets for the next 400 years. And that's ridiculous. Now, Republicans did slam the ruling. Assembly Speaker Robin Vos called it a rubber stamp for liberals' agenda and argued the move will increase property taxes without action from the legislature or executive branch. And so you really can't stop it. And that's part of the problem. You really can't stop what's happening. In this instance, I agree with the Republicans. It's outrageous, and you're going to now raise property taxes guaranteed no matter what, every single year. And then every liberal mayor in the city is going to say, well, it's going up, so we may as well add something too. And then the county, we're going to add something too. And next thing you know, you're going to look up and you're going to end up overpaying. And it's going to become ridiculous. And weird enough, it's not a Republican or Democrat thing. It's a stupid thing to lock people's increases in to the point where they can't get out from under it. That's just idiotic. And it's only for public schools. I guess he just don't care about kids that are in school. He only care about kids that are in public schools. He don't care about all kids. Interesting.
Number 4.
I talked about this earlier from FoxNews.com. NBA legend Phil Jackson, who got 6 with the Bulls. And how many did he win with the Lakers? He's got he has more rings than hands. Let me put it like that. He criticized the league for scheduling games on Christian holidays in a rare post on social media yesterday. Jackson, an 11-time NBA champion as a coach, 2-time champion as a player, posted the criticism on Easter Sunday when the league had 4 games in the first round of the NBA playoff schedule. Yeah, I kind of think that's stupid. But that's the insult that Christianity gets every single year. People don't give 2 flips about Christianity, and they just do it. He said in his post on X, again, the NBA tests faiths by playing multiple games on Christmas and Easter, sacred days. The post was Jackson's first in over a year, but his criticism of the NBA is not unique. In 2023, he made headlines when he said he stopped watching NBA following a COVID-19 pandemic because the league had gotten too political. They went into the lockout year and they did something that was kind of wonky. They did a double down in Orlando, and all the teams that could qualify went down there and stayed down there, he said, on Tetragrammaton. I had to figure out what that word said, with Rick Rubin on the podcast. And they had things on their backs like justice. I made a little funny thing like justice just went to the basket and equal opportunity just knocked them down. So my grandkids thought it was pretty funny to play up those names, so I couldn't watch that. Jackson was referring to the NBA allowing players to wear social justice messages on the back of their jerseys during the bubble in Orlando. He said at the time he felt the league was catering to a certain audience. He said they didn't know it was turning people off. People went to see sports as non-political. And I don't really want millionaire players who literally rarely do things like this even touch them to be political. NBA and NFL continue to compete for viewership on Christmas Day. This year, NFL announced 3 games will be played on the holiday following the success of last season's doubleheader on Netflix. Guess what, y'all? Guess who won't be watching it? And I'm a football fan. Yours truly.
Number 3.
This from the Associated Press, APnews.com. Pope Francis, history's first Latin American pontiff who charmed the world with his humble style and concern for the poor, but alienated conservatives with critique of capitalism and climate change, died on today. He was 88. The Vatican said Francis died of a stroke that put him into a coma and led to heart failure. Bells tolled at Catholic churches from his native Argentina to the Philippines and across Rome as the news spread around the world. Cardinal Kevin Farrell said from the chapel of Domus Santa Marta that at 7:35 this morning, the Bishop of Rome, Francis, returned to the home of the Father. His entire life was dedicated to the service of the Lord and his church. Francis had suffered from chronic lung disease and had part of one lung removed as a young man. He was admitted to the hospital February 14th of this year for a respiratory crisis that developed into double pneumonia and spent 38 days there, the longest hospitalization of his 12-year papacy. So hearts go out to Catholics around the world and around the city with the death of the Pope. Unfortunate, sounds as if he was a great man.
Number 2.
So from blackenterprise.com, while many schools have begun complying with Trump's memo to eliminate DEI programs, college staffer at Case Western Reserve University said, no. Email got sent. Confidential and urgent, please immediately remove these websites. And, what happened to my... And Marie Vibert, who was the webmaster for the College of Arts and Sciences at Case Western, replied to the email, no, if done to appease Trump. I said, is this just, to kowtow to Trump? If so, no. Although she oversees around 120 of Case Western Reserve's websites, she was asked to remove websites specifically for scholarships targeting minorities. Their selections raised concern, leading her to refuse the request. As she suspected, 3 scholarships, including the 2012 chemistry doctoral scholarship for underrepresented minorities, she was asked to remove that. And so I agree with her, but you're looking at Case Western Reserve losing millions of dollars in funds for critical research that won't get done now. She said to block access to that education to people who might not be able to come if they can't get a scholarship, that to me is terrible. So is this an instance of a white person becoming an ally or being that person that wants to save you? Or do you agree with her? I agree with her, but I also disagree with her because now you're damaging the entire university. And it sounds like you're saying the only way black people can go to Case Western Reserve is if they get a scholarship. And so I agree with underrepresented people. I get that. But at some point, you have to do what's best for the university. And sometimes doing things for the university over the long run will win. But taking those websites down is not going to, I think, deter black people from going to college, black people from finding those scholarships. You just find other avenues. You've got all of social media. You've got texts, you've got emails. And if they don't like it, they don't like it. But at least you're not promoting it, and there's nothing they can do. There's rewording, there's rephrasing, there are other things you can do to couch what you need, or just make the decision when people apply. Hey, for this many scholarships, everybody apply for these scholarships, we're going to give this many, which is, I think, illegal because it's a quota. But you can, in your own way, choose people in a certain way. And there are ways to do that. They did it when I was in school. And if y'all want to know, give me a call. I will be more than happy to show you how to structure your application so that when some people read it, they won't know what they're reading. And when other people read it, they'll know exactly what they're reading, and they will be able to apply for a scholarship. There are ways around everything. Donald Trump has only there for 4 years. When he's done, some of the stuff he did was okay. Some of the other stuff, not so much. Change the not so much stuff. Now let's move forward.
Number 1.
This from fox6now.com. A man was arrested. I couldn't believe this when I read this story. A man was arrested after authorities say he led Milwaukee police on a chase. Yeah, not shocking. After the chase, suspected illegal drugs and young children were found in the car. So here's what we know. According to Milwaukee police, at about 8:20 p.m. Sunday night, yesterday, Easter Day, MPD officers saw a speeding vehicle near 15th and Beecher, tried to pull it over. Driver did not pull over, continued to drive recklessly, leading to a police chase. Chase ended when the driver struck a trailer and became disabled on 13th in Oklahoma. The driver was a 22-year-old man, was arrested without further incident. Narcotics were discovered, and after the pursuit, it was found that there were not one, not two, but 3 children. Notice I said children. Under the age of 4, in the car, no child seat, during the pursuit. He was charged with fleeing, 3 counts of first-degree recklessly endangering safety, because he basically had utter disregard for human life, those 3 kids, and 3 counts of child neglect. Those will be referred to the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office. I hope they get him, and I hope he gets found guilty, and I hope he at least spends some time in jail for driving like a knucklehead and almost killing kids. You realize, had he crashed and the kids were there without a car seat, what could have happened? You know babies don't fit in regular car seats. You know that, right? If you're under the age of 4, you don't fit in a car seat. The car seat will not hold you. Those babies could have died. And so I wonder, will we complain, scream, and holler about the babies? Or will we scream and holler about, well, why did you chase them in the first place? Well, one, you wouldn't be able to see kids are in the car, because I know police, if there are children, even if there's a child driving and they don't think the child's going to be able to do that and they're scared and they're speeding, they'll call off the chase. They'll say, we're done. Call it off. Why? Because when you become emotional and you get scared and then you step on the gas and you don't think bad things are going to happen, bad things are going to happen. And we see they struck a trailer. Can you imagine had they struck a bus and those kids became projectiles within that car? Think of a baby in a car like a pinball game. When you hit and you start bouncing off the inside, can you imagine what would happen to your neck, your brain, your back, your spine, your feet, your legs, your arms, your hand? They break. They break. We need to be taking care of our children, not putting them in instances like this. So I wonder where mom was, because we're not going to trash mom, because we don't know. They might have, hey, I'm going to the store. I'll be right back. I got the kids. Okay. Three kids under the age of 4. That's the part of this that just scared me more than anything. You got kids under 4 in a car speeding. Makes no sense. Running from the police. Unfortunate.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after, an in-depth recap of every Bucks game in 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 provides game recaps for every game. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis.
Puts it on the floor, spins down the lane, and plunges it through.
Or the deep threes from Dame.
Dame time has arrived with 107.
Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Who's looking for a better deal? Well, Cousin Sub's $10 meal deals just got better. Available online only. Order your 7.5-inch meal deal today and upgrade it with a large fountain beverage, large fry, regular shake, or regular Wisconsin cheese curds. Prices vary by item from $1 to $2 a piece. Make it better and make it your own way. Now that's a better deal. For further details or to order, go to cousinsubs.com or on the mobile app. Cousin Subs. We believe in better. Available online at participating locations only. Offer subject to change without notice.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Gear up for a great time as Sports Milwaukee hosts Milwaukee Tailgate Week, presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Set for April 24th to the 26th, Milwaukee Tailgate Week features a variety of gridiron activations for all ages, steeped in Milwaukee's iconic sports history, brews, restaurants, and venues. As the 2025 draft takes center stage in Green Bay, Sports Milwaukee and the Cream City are excited to welcome the football world to Wisconsin. For tickets, go to visitmilwaukee.org/tailgate. Brought to you by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world class.
Use promo code VISIT for 50% off. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
All I need to get me in a good mood. She can walk with a switch and talk with street slang. I love it when a woman ain't scared to do a thing. Standing at the bus stop, sucking on a lollipop. Once she gets pumping, it's hard to make the honey stop. She likes to dance.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. For Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, there's a lot of buzz going on. The draft started today, but you won't find a draft seeping through Pella's windows and doors. In fact, you should make Pella your number one pick because right now you can take advantage of up to how much? Ooh, free glass upgrades and no interest financing options. So it don't matter. Just pick one. Their talented designers and installers can match your unique home through seamless customization. Certain restrictions apply, and the deal ends April 30th. You got about, 9 days. So place your free in-home consultation today. Just check out PellaWI.com. That's PellaWI.com. Check it out. 833-212-1017 is the number. I should go back and check the talk and text line. I ain't checked that in a minute. 833-212-1017 is the number. So, Eddie said, Dr. Ken, you agree with this about every school stop giving out scholarships to blacks or any race because Trump thinks DEI, or are you stating education but you want college scholarships to not be given? Neither. I'm saying this. Under this administration, you're going to have to stop giving them out. So stop giving them out. Like, you can fight if you want to, but all you're going to do is spend more money, and you're going to burn money that you could use in scholarships on fighting the government. I don't know if anybody told you, but it's rare. It's rare that you beat the federal government. If you can get it to the Supreme Court, I think you might win. But what you're going to have to do is be creative, work around what's happening. It ain't like it's been here before. It's just we have a generation that's never had to fight like this before. We fought like this when we didn't have it, and we still had it. Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated started at Cornell University in Ithaca, New York, December 4th, 1906. You hear what I just said? 1906. We had enough black people at an Ivy League school, Cornell University in Ithaca, to go to college. If we could make it work then, with 0 scholarships, we have access to money now to make it work. The problem is people saying, Is it advisable to capitulate to the demands of a bully? Stop calling him names because that just sounds juvenile. When the bully has a baseball bat and you got a feather, you need to figure out whether or not you're going to fight or not. Right now, the bully has a baseball bat. No, the bully has a bomb. And you got a rubber ball you're going to throw back at him. Recognize the fight. You can get emotional if you want. You can get mad, or you can slow down, stop, figure out how to work around the system. Because everybody else does. Look at all these white folks getting sports scholarships and badminton scholarship, all kind of scholarships at D1 schools. Come on now. We had white people cheat and go to federal prison and become felons because they figured out ways to get their kids in school. Now, it was illegitimate, but that's stuff that's been happening for decades, for at least a century. So if we could figure out how to do it in 1906, don't you think we could probably figure out to do it in 2025? With or without a scholarship? We got to start being creative. You're spending so much time fighting against Donald Trump when you're not thinking about when Donald Trump is done. You think Democrats are going to go back to this? They're not. They may not even win the White House again. Then what? You have to be prepared for the long haul. You got to start thinking 2 to 3 generations. It's just like wealth. You're not wealthy. You don't have generational wealth until your wealth touches a 3rd generation. I won't be generationally wealthy until my kids, grandkids, until my great-grandkids benefit off of me. Till then, you're just blowing smoke. You're just trying. And that's what we need to understand. If we're going to get generational education in college, you can't be crying about DEI, which was never a law anyway. It was something nice white allies did to appease black people because of George Floyd. And now that it's over, like I told everybody it was going to come to an end, people looking at me sideways, oh, you support Trump. I don't support Trump. What I'm trying to tell you is that we've seen this before in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. You're the only one that hasn't seen it before because you were born in the 90s. You think that the world's going to change because you're black? It's not. You think the world's going to move? They're not. People will always work to their own best interests. And when you're not in the majority, it is not your interest. Don't get mad about it. Because if you go to an HBCU, they work to their best interest. And if you're a white student there, guess what? It is what it is. You're going to have to take classes that are what they are. Your instructors are not going to look like you most times. And you're going to be in rooms, and you're going to be the only one. Welcome to America. And now with traffic on 101.7 The Truth, here is Debbie Lazaga.
They finally cleared this accident at Lincoln on 894 southbound. Delays are still there, though, so we've got backups through the zoo interchange. They actually start at about North Avenue, so give yourself that extra time. On the northbound side of 41, we're seeing delays from Blue Mound Road all the way up to Capitol Drive. Eastbound 94, pocket of heavy traffic from 76th Street to Hawley Road, and then again coming out at the Stadium interchange almost to 27th. And then southbound 43, backing up from Keefe through the Marquette all the way down to the KK River. Northbound's backed up just north of the Marquette all the way up to Keefe. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mostly clear, not as windy, a low of 39. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, a chance for midday showers. There will be some thunder with a high of 53 at the lake, 60 inland. For the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design.
Great impressions.
Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Here is Carrie Noni with her truth.
You know, sometimes the mundane isn't a burden, it's the beauty of living. I came to this conclusion after recently watching the movie Subservience on Netflix. It's a crazy film, y'all. I would suggest you check it out. But it's a story that explores our relationship with technology and how it's programmed to take our burdens away. This movie really got me thinking about how much we're wired to avoid struggle. We create tools and shortcuts to make life easier, whether it's robots, apps, or even outsourcing everyday tasks. But in the process, we risk forgetting the value of the little things we go through every day. Sure, folding laundry or grocery shopping might feel like chores. I literally dread cleaning up. But isn't there something grounding about them? Something that reminds us we're human. Life isn't just about the highlights or the easy parts. It's about the messy, repetitive, and sometimes inconvenient stuff too. Think about it. Who would you be if you didn't have to face the small frustrations that test your patience, or the routines that push you to show up for yourself or the people around you? The mundane moments, the ones we rush to escape, are often the ones that shape us. If life was nothing but convenience, where's the growth? Where's the grit that teaches us resilience? And most importantly, where's the appreciation for the moments that do take our breath away? So maybe the next time you find yourself annoyed by the daily grind and are on the brink of crashing out, you pause, you breathe, and remind yourself that the beauty of life isn't just in the big moments, but in every little thing that makes them possible.
This has been Truth Takes on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Listen to Jammin' with Juice with Ben Jammin and Carrie Noni weekdays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Snide. The Milwaukee Brewers getting a big win over the A's on Sunday afternoon. This one by a final score of 14-1. Logan Henderson in his debut going 6 innings, striking out 9, and the Brewers setting a franchise record for stolen bases.
I think that's one of the ways we win. You know, we win by collecting hits, taking walks, stealing bases, having the threat to steal, which gives you a better pitch to hit sometimes. That's one of the ways we can beat you.
Next up for the Brewers is a 4-game series against the Giants in San Francisco. That begins tonight. First pitch set for 8:45. And lastly, over to the NBA, where the Milwaukee Bucks will look to rebound in Game 2 on Tuesday night. The Brewers losing a tough one over the weekend in Game 1 to the Indiana Pacers by a final score of 117-98. Game 2 is set for tomorrow night with a 6 p.m. tip. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. You know, it's times in everybody's life when life tosses you a curveball. I mean, you have to readjust, realign, rededicate your resources, make sure things get better. But sometimes you know what to do, but a lot of times we have no idea because it's the first time we've ever faced a situation, especially when it's financial. For the last couple of decades, I've been able to turn to Educators Credit Union. I had a financial issue that involved other family members. I was able to go in, get advice, get a plan, and I'm here today to tell you that it worked. At Educators, our members are our purpose. As a credit union, we're not concerned about profits or the bottom line of shareholders. Our greatest reward is you achieving your financial dreams over time with lower rates and access to free financial resources right there on our website. Experience more heart and less hassle by switching to Educators Credit Union today. Achieve more at ECU.com. That's ECU.com. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility is required. So go check them out. 833-212-1017 is the number. Tell them Dr. Ken sent you. Just tell it. Where is it? Let me see. I see Sandra holding on before I get to. Let me see. Atlanta Banana. So RC said Elon Musk offer y'all line, but I think age plays a part too. 15 million, 100,000 until a baby turns 18. That's what I said. I think 80-90% of women would say yes. Lana said I'm in the 10 to 20% that will not. And then she said, ooh. RC said now, and in your youth, 18 to 25 years old, would you still say no? I know some 30-year-old women, probably 40, that would say yes. RC said yes, I would still say no. Al said I could see if he were Arabic or Italian, but Elon, rain check that. Joe said, you know you would take that money. Now stop. Lana replied, money don't make me do something strange for some change. Is it strange to be a surrogate or strange to have Elon Musk's kid? Or is it both? Joe said, yeah, but that's not no change. I hear you, though, lady. Lana said, thank you. Like, you could even see the attitude she put on it. Like, thank you. Joe said, I got you. We be kidding, LOL. She said, I know. It's all good. I told Lana, I feel you, but Phil Jackson was probably smoking so much exotic weed that he forgot about all those NBA checks that he cashed for Christmas and Easter games. Dwan, but see, I get what he's saying. I get what he's saying. You know, people are going to be home. But at some point, isn't that a day for your family to stick together and do things and all? Like, well, yeah. Felix said, when life gives us lemons, make lemonade. Man, I'm tired of hearing that. That's garbage. You give me a lemon, I'm going to crush it and throw it back at you. How's that? Make lemonade. Pfft. Stop giving me lemons. Sandra, you're on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. How are you?
I'm okay. How you doing?
I'm making it.
Oh, it's almost time for you to go home. You should be okay. Oh, no, you're going to be with Didi, right?
Yep, we got Truth Unfiltered. We got Truth Unfiltered. We got a rebroadcast. We got a rebroadcast at 6 o'clock because I was eating dinner yesterday. So.
Okay. Did you cook it?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
No, I didn't cook it, girl. I didn't make no ham.
You didn't?
I didn't make no ham.
I thought you could cook.
I can.
Oh, okay.
Just because I didn't cook. Oh, so what you're saying, if I didn't cook yesterday, I can't cook. Is that what I'm hearing? Is that what
you said you ate dinner, so I thought you cooked it.
I'm upset now.
Well, I didn't have to cook. My sister cooked. So I ran over there.
I'm upset now. The sister that's sick or another sister? The sister that was sick?
My sister's not sick. That's my daughter.
Your sister was sick before, and then your daughter got sick.
No, that was not my sister.
Nah, you told me your sister was sick a while.
No, you misunderstood me. My sister's doing good.
Wait.
What you meant?
Are you saying I'm getting forgetful and I'm getting old?
No, you just must have thought. You just thought I said her, but she's doing really good. Mm-hmm. She's over there in Texas. I was supposed to go with her.
You didn't go? Why not?
Nope.
Why not?
I don't know. They got Confederate flags.
That's probably the
got
most
those
honest
Confederate flags and stuff.
Oh, stop coming up with reasons why you don't want to go to Texas.
I don't like
those are some of the silliest. Come on.
No, I'm just talking stuff.
I know you are. You just.
I'm talking stuff, but no. I just didn't go because she wanted to drive.
Right.
And I didn't want to take the long ride.
She drove?
No, she took the plane.
Oh, okay.
Whew. Yeah, after I told her I wasn't going, she took the plane.
Well, I don't know. Driving around Dallas is an event by itself too. It's pretty darn big.
It is.
Dallas and Fort Worth, it's pretty.
Yeah, we went. We didn't go to Dallas, but we went to Houston, and we went for the family reunion last year.
Yeah, Houston's kind of crazy too. Houston's kind of crazy too.
I know.
Pretty big with that expressway to go all the way around the city.
On the opposite side of the earth. Don't it seem like you're on the opposite side of the earth?
You're just the opposite side of the country. You're not opposite side of the earth.
Well, the country. Yeah, you're right, the country, because I feel like here where I am, I'm closer to the lake. Mm-hmm. But over there, it looks like I should be at the lake, but tonight.
It ain't no water.
You could be, I don't know.
Right, ain't no water. Ain't no water in Dallas.
Yeah, it's just the bridges and all that stuff.
Yep.
You got the bridges, exactly. Yeah, that wasn't Dallas, so that was Houston where I was.
So what's the most favorite city? Because I only got a couple minutes. What's the most favorite city you've been to?
When I went offshore and I went to Aruba and all of that stuff.
Okay.
And we jammed the boat. We fixed the boat up. We jammed it down.
Okay.
So that was about my favorite.
Oh, it was down in Aruba.
Yeah, so I'm not going to keep you too long. I wasn't going to holler at you and holler about the
twerking in Sandra was twerking in Aruba. Okay.
Oh man, we broke it down. What you talking about?
Yeah, turned up.
Yeah, that's a fun.
Sandra turned up in Aruba. Okay.
Yep. We went to St. Thomas.
Did she just say yep? She just said yep.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. I did.
What happens in Aruba stays in Aruba, huh?
Yep. Aruba, went to Puerto Rico, and we did a whole shit tour.
Have you ever been to the Virgin Islands?
Okay. No, I never been there.
Okay.
Just the 4 other places we went to.
Okay.
But it wasn't the Virgin Islands.
Very cool.
Okay.
All right, ma'am.
We'll talk later. I'll let you pop up some more, and I might catch you pop off or tomorrow.
All right.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is Sherwin Hughes from The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. And Truth Nation, you can now watch my show live on YouTube every day from 9 a.m. until noon. Yep, you can get 3 full hours of watching Sherwin doing his thing streaming live on YouTube Monday through Friday. You'll get the same insightful conversations about policy, politics, and lifestyle while also seeing my reaction to the unpredictability of our listeners. So go to YouTube right now, subscribe to 1017 The Truth, and see this wonderful smile live every day.
I'm very familiar with Gruber Law offices because they're always out in the community.
Gruber Law offices are known to be honest, hardworking.
They're always involved in our neighborhoods.
Gruber Law offices make our community a better place.
They are the best. For nearly 40 years, Gruber Law offices has helped people throughout Wisconsin. If you're injured, we're here to help. One call, that's all.
Wisconsin would not be the same without Gruber Law offices.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Uh-oh. It's at the end. So who here? Felix C2? I don't know what that, I don't know how you say your name, Felix C2. Lana Banana, Joe, Al, Sandra, let me see. RC. Who else was here? Who else was harassing me today? I want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for being on the chat. Thank you for being on the talk and text line. Eddie, Dr. Chris, Mari, Dawn. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. A rebroadcast of Truth Unfiltered coming up with Denise Thomas and me. Dr. Ken Harris from 6 to 8. Then Tori Lowe's going to kick in, and everybody throughout the evening, so you can get the best in Milwaukee Black Talk. Thank you, DJ Brother Z. Appreciate you, brother.
Be quiet.
Okay, I'm going to shut up now. God bless. Take care. Have a safe evening. Supposed to rain tonight. Watch the weather. I'm out.